Joining us now on the program is the gallery manager at Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield, Marcel Stewart. Joins us now on the Megacast. Marcel, thank you for being with us.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you having me today.
Yeah, glad to have you on to talk about the gallery and to talk about your art as well. Let's start off with Umoja Fine Arts. It's a really great gallery there in Southfield that involves a lot of people in our local area and some great local artists as well. Tell us about Umoja Fine Arts for those that have not heard of it or aren't familiar with this particular gallery.
Well, Umoja Fine Arts has been established for about 25 years now, so going on 3 decades, and we pride ourselves on African American art. We're the largest publishing and distribution company in the Midwest of the United States. And right now, we're pairing the international artists along with the local artists to really showcase the greatest artistic achievement in the nation.
And you can find more information on Umoja Fine Arts, including on their current gallery and artists, by visiting umojafinearts.com. That's UMOJA finearts.com for more information as well as gallery hours. And Marcel, you're also an artist yourself, on top of being the gallery manager there. What kind of art do you create?
Yeah, so I'm one of the many artists that Umoja houses. We have artists from all walks of life. Myself, I am an abstract artist. So I create imagery that isn't so familiar with the normal eye. But just like I had stated, Umoja houses a number of works, all the way from figurative, surrealism, um, anatomy drawings, you name it.
And so, as the gallery manager too, as you're helping these other artists and distribute their art and advertise their art, market their art too through the Umoja Gallery and beyond, that abstract artistry that you're used to, being able to reach out into various forms of art and various ways of that art being taken in by art lovers and other artists. How does that help you in helping these other artists?
I think that's a great question, Tyler, because just like how you said, as I'm rubbing shoulders with different artists coming from different backgrounds and their obscure creativity, I think it allows me to take that in an abstract nature, with no pun intended. But I'm able to take everything in and kind of release an outlet of an abstract vision to my viewers. And I think that abstract vision that I release to my viewers is more so organized to where they can view my paintings as, just like I had mentioned, an organized, orchestrated symphony of colors, movements, textures, what have you.
And again, you can find more information on everything at Umoja Fine Arts, including all their current artists that are on display, and how you can shop at the gallery by visiting umojafinearts.com. UMOJA finearts.com is the place to go for more information, or you can also call them at 248 773 9008. 248 773 9008 with their location on Northland Drive in Southfield, Michigan. We're joined on the program today by gallery manager Marcel Stewart. Marcel, we got a great event coming up. It's the third version of Blooming in Color. It's Blooming in Color 3. That's your upcoming show. Tell us about that show, what Blooming in Color is, and what people can expect when they come and view this particular program.
Well, just like how you had said, the title of the show is Blooming in Color. We usually do this show every spring annually, and it is what it is. We like to showcase to the people in our audience that we're stepping out in a new color, in a new, vibrant, interactive way, especially after COVID happened. We want to be able to showcase our paintings, the booming colors of Africa throughout our paintings, or just throughout our works in general. So we do have some sculptures in the gallery now as well, as long with some other types of works. So we encourage everyone to come out to this third installment, which is the third annual show of the Blooming in Color Art Show, which it'll be featuring two internationally acclaimed artists and two local emerging artists. So just how I had mentioned before, we paired these artists together in order to give the emerging artists some more experience in the marketplace, as well as bring the internationally acclaimed artists back in the Detroit region and bring around that educational aspect of the fine arts.
And being an artist yourself, knowing how the art community and the art market operates to the extent that you do, let's talk more about that relationship between these internationally acclaimed artists that are going to be uh, participating in Blooming in Color. And those local artists too, those up and coming artists. Just how much of a factor does that relationship play, and these local artists in particular being able to take that next step in their career and really push their art out to a broader audience?
Yes, I think that that's a great deal, especially for the emerging artists as opposed to the international artists, right? So just coming in, going through the same process and the same journey, I was able to grasp a few things through my own journey. But now being able to look back in hindsight, I think that the international artists and most artists kind of coming back around to Detroit or revisiting, I think they have a chance to take on a mentorship type role. Whereas you have some emerging artists or some local artists from the Metro Detroit area where maybe they strive for gallery representation, maybe they strive for a particular price point, or just maybe more critique on their artwork and understanding how they could get better in a creative way. But nonetheless, I do think that rubbing shoulders and being in the presence of another artist that is internationally acclaimed or at a different particular um, experience level within their craft, I think that allows a lot of room for critique, like I had mentioned, and also a lot of room for eliminating trial and error for some of the beginning artists.
More information can be found on Blooming in Color 3 by visiting their website at umojafinearts.com or by giving them a call at 248 773 9008. 248 773 9008 for more information. And this event will begin on April 28th, and it's going to run all the way through June, so plenty of time to make your way to Southfield and explore some great local and international artists right here in our local area. Again, April 28th is when it all starts. Their opening reception will be on both the 28th and Saturday, the 29th, Friday of the 28th, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., and featuring two internationally acclaimed artists at those events as well. Della Wells as well as LaShawn Beal will also be at those events in April. So tell us about these two artists too, and why their participation in this event. How did that relationship build?
I think it's impactful, and also I think it's notable that we have these two artists in this art show. So Della Wells, as you had mentioned, is our lead artist during this Blooming in Color art show, number 3. And Della Wells' work is astounding to say the least. It's not abstract, it's not surrealism, it's not realism, but it is a collage medium that she uses, and the way that she does her collages, it definitely shows an experience within her craft. She's a self-taught artist. She's a folk artist, so I encourage viewers to come out to the opening reception on Friday, April 28th, so they can view her work, understand what folk art is, understand what collage art is, and also understand who Della Wells is and why she is an internationally acclaimed artist. But then beside that, we do also have internationally acclaimed artist LaShawn Beal. And LaShawn Beal is originally from the Detroit metro area. Now, LaShawn since then has went ahead and traveled outside of the Metro Detroit area and is now based out of Texas, but has shown his work throughout the nation and has shown his work throughout the world. And we're welcoming back LaShawn into Detroit with open arms. And we hope that you'd like to come see him on either Friday or Saturday during our opening.
More information on Blooming in Color 3 can be found on Umoja Fine Arts' website at umojafinearts.com, UMOJA finearts.com, or call them 248 773 9008 to also get more information. Plenty of time to come see the show. It begins on Friday, April 28th, and runs all the way through June 30th. So great art across our local area and from around the world right here in Southfield all summer long. We're joined by Marcel Stewart, the gallery manager for Umoja Fine Arts on today's edition of the Megacast. And besides these two artists in particular, who are some of the other artists? What are some of the other kinds of art that people will find at Blooming in Color 3?
Yeah, so we also have LG Washington, also known as Alga Washington. Now, she's a figurative artist that'll showcase different art styles such as portraitures and things of that nature. And then we also have emerging artist Lamar Sanders, and he's also out of the Detroit metro area. And Lamar Sanders has ventured off into his own entrepreneurship to where he's become an art teacher and also has his own art business with his wife. So the way we're not only acquiring and procuring these talents and curating these shows, I think we're also helping out the community in a way where we're able to expound on everyone's artistic beliefs and their own creativity in a way. So just like I had mentioned, we have emerging artist Lamar Sanders. We also have premier artist Alga Washington out of the Detroit area. And we have internationally acclaimed artist LaShawn Beal, whose art has been around for decades throughout the Michigan area. We have internationally acclaimed artist Della Wells, who has sold around the nation and sold around the world with her collage style. I encourage everyone to look up these artists via the internet and also view us on our social platforms.
You can find them on umojafinearts.com. You can also find them on Facebook and on Instagram. Both of those are linked on their website, umojafinearts.com. Marcel Stewart, the gallery manager, is with us on today's edition of the Megacast, previewing their upcoming show, Blooming in Color 3, that begins on April 28th and runs through the end of June, and all their other art in the gallery already at this time. Marcel, a couple more minutes before we'll need to wrap things up today. Anything else that we haven't discussed about Blooming in Color or about what's currently ongoing at Umoja Fine Arts that you'd like to talk about today?
Just a few things. One big thing is that when the viewers do come in, one major aspect that we like to focus on here at Umoja is education, education, education. So nonetheless, when you do come into the Umoja Gallery, you'll understand that there are different price points, ranging from different sizes of artwork and different artists as well. But the biggest thing about that is we like to educate the viewers in our audience on why those price ranges are what they are, why pieces are selling, and why pieces are just being brought into the gallery. Like, for instance, why we're choosing and curating specific emerging artists, why we're looking at specific styles of art, and just overall some of the relationships that are out in the marketplace that we're looking to pursue. So, all in all, I do believe that the art market and the art world is an overall educational resource. We're looking to drive that. And not only that, we're looking to drive educational wealth and generational wealth through our art. So please do come and visit Umoja Fine Arts on our opening reception for the Blooming in Color Art Show, which is Friday, April 28th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Saturday, on April 29th, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
More information, umojafinearts.com, or you can also call them about Blooming in Color and other events at 248-773-9008. Marcel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tyler.